do a little schmoozing and getting out there when you may not want to or wasn't comfortable, but forcing yourself to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
That's the one. That's what you've got to do. I think that's an important aspect of being a leader is being uncomfortable and being comfortable with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello, and welcome to the Leadership Reality Podcast with your girl, Tai G Charity. This podcast is for C-suite leaders to discuss their experiences and provide insight, encouragement, and inspiration for seasoned and inspiring leaders, offering valuable solutions to today's challenges that will inspire, ignite, and invigorate new and seasoned leaders to walk in their God-given authority with compassion, kindness, and empathy. So sit back, relax, and be prepared to be inspired with today's episode of Leadership Reality. Thank you.
Welcome to another episode of Leadership Realities with me, Tai G Charity. Y'all, I am so excited today to have our accountant, David Garelick, here in the house. David is a seasoned leader with over 35 years in wealth management and financial planning. As president and CEO of Global Business Management since 1999, he guides high net worth clients with integrity, professionalism, and personalized services. Acting as a fiduciary, David ensures every recommendation aligns with his client's best interests, focusing on long-term financial security and wealth preservation. His expertise spans throughout retirement planning, tax strategies, education funding, estate structuring, and insurance solutions with specialized support from clients in the entertainment and sports industry. David's career at Global began in 1987, building on a legacy of excellence established by his father, Louis H. Garelick, and founder W.B. Under his leadership, the firm is renowned for ethical stewardship and client success. David holds degrees from UCLA and California Lutheran University and is a certified financial planner and enrolled agent. He's active in professional organizations and community boards. He combines industry knowledge with a commitment to service. In his personal life, David enjoys reading, hiking, and supporting Los Angeles sports team, always prioritizing meaningful relationships and excellence. David, welcome to the show.
Absolute pleasure to be here, Tai G. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm so excited, y'all. He is so busy. I've been chasing for a little bit. No, you're very responsive, and I so appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. And I just wanted to also let everybody know that today is January 10th. There's a lot of fires going on.
Yes.
And our hearts and prayers are with everybody in California.
Absolutely.
That's going through this horrific tragedy.
Absolutely.
And just our thoughts and prayers are with them. So
absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And I also know you probably have clients and friends who have been impacted by what's going on.
Yeah, yes. I do. And it's just, it's awful, but I think California is very resilient. We will get through this, but it's going to be a very tough road.
Yes.
But we'll get through it.
But we're better together, right?
Better together.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to get through it together. Let's talk leadership, because now is a time where we're going to be watching leadership from a political standpoint more than ever before, right? I mean, we pay attention to what's happening in government, but now we're going to be, especially here in California and Los Angeles, paying even closer attention to everything that's going on. But you, as just a leader, when did you first notice the qualities of a leader in yourself?
Well, I didn't really notice it until tragedy happened in my life. My father, who I really looked up to and trained me and worked with me from a little boy, taught me everything, tragically passed away in 1999 with esophageal cancer. He woke up about Thanksgiving of 1998, and he had passed away by March of 99. He was healthy his whole life, and he was actually the president and CEO of Global Business Management. And I had to take over the reins when he passed, and I took over at a very young age. I was 35 years old, and I took over the firm. And we were a very well-established firm in Hollywood, known for business management, taxes, and financial planning. And here I am, this 35-year-old with people that had been in our firm 20, 25 years. And all of a sudden, I've become the leader.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thrown into the role before I really
Before
maybe
you thought
was
you
ready,
were ready.
or I thought I was ready.
Right.
So I was put right into the fire, and, so to say, and I learned, read a lot of books, talked to a lot of people, and just had to learn leadership skills.
So you surrounded yourself with mentors and people who had what you needed as a leader to help you develop.
I talked to a lot of people outside of our company, people that I could trust, who were longtime close friends with my father, and who were also leaders, and I relied on them for advice and guidance. And
how do you know who to actually ask and who to actually trust and who to actually rely on? Because that in and of itself could lead you down the right path or the wrong path. Like, how did you know who to even talk to for guidance?
I talked to those people that had been doing it for some time, and that were steady. They were rocks. They were
Stability and had a level of success.
Exactly. They had success, and they had good relationships with my father. He trusted them. He knew them well. They went back many years with our family.
Yeah.
And so I really counted on those people that were doing it, and were successful.
Well, it sounds like your father did an amazing job of community building around you so that you could have those people to invest in you.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Wow.
I was very fortunate. He had a kind of a person that he had bought that started global business management in 1960. His name was Lee B. Winkler. And I learned a lot from him because Lee was a very charismatic guy, and he could bring in business, talk to anybody. So I learned some of that from Lee, and my dad was a nuts and bolts, dotting I's, crossing T's kind of guy, where he really taught me the foundation of business. And I had Lee Winkler, who taught me how to communicate, I think, and do a little schmoozing and getting out there when you may not want to or wasn't comfortable, but forcing yourself to be uncomfortable.
Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
That's the one. That's what you've got to do, I think. That's an important aspect of being a leader is being uncomfortable and being comfortable with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. I'm trying not to be a little jealous because I know when I started kids, it was like ground zero. Who do I talk to? I have no idea. I knew nothing about nonprofit and really nothing about the entertainment industry per se. I was married to an actor, but didn't know the business side of entertainment industry. And I just came out of the door and definitely didn't know anything about child welfare. And here I am trying to operate in all three of these lanes, figuring it out. But I think that, with leaders, we all have different paths that lead us to where we're supposed to be, right?
Right. Well, I've been following your career. You've been amazing, Taiji. So what you've built and done has been absolutely phenomenal, and you are such an inspiration.
Thank you.
What you give back and what you do is unreal, unbelievable.
I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate you making sure our numbers stay right. One of our board members was like, y'all need a really good accountant. I need you to call David. And I was like, who is David? Where is David? And you have just, stepped right in for us and really just created a financial story for us that we can confidently tell and share. So thank you.
Well, it's nice to work with those that are doing good work and are honest and genuine people and trying to do it the right way, which you're doing. So
absolutely,
I can't thank you enough.
Yay. Okay. Well, I don't want to break up the love fest, but
All
I know, but I do want to talk more about global. So tell me just the structure of global, because you have different entities under your company, and then I want to talk about the number of employees and the longevity of your employees, because you've had a really good track record of maintaining your staff. So let's talk about that.
Okay. So my father started a company, a tax and accounting practice back in the late 60s that just did tax and accounting work.
Okay.
And I was fortunate enough, I was a little kid at the time. I was like 5, 6 years old, and he started it out of our garage.
Are you an only child?
No, I have 3 other siblings.
Okay.
I have 3 other siblings, but I'm the oldest.
Okay.
And he started out of our garage. And I remember as a little kid, one of my jobs was going to put flyers on people's cars to do taxes for like $5.
What?
Yes. So it started with nothing, absolutely
Wow.
nothing. And my dad grew this tax and accounting business to a nice sized firm out in the Santa Clarita area.
Okay.
And he met a gentleman named Lee Winkler that was a business manager for all the famous people in Hollywood that owned a firm called Global Business Management that was handling all the biggies in Hollywood. And my dad and him ended up merging. And so there was Global Business Management, and there was the tax practice, which is now Global Tax and Accounting. And so that's kind of how it started. And we handle a lot of people in the entertainment industry.
Wow.
And we handle a lot of other people too. We handle doctors, lawyers, you name it. We handle small businesses, but we also handle high net worth individuals, actors, writers, producers, directors. We do athletes.
Wow.
And we take care of them. As one of my clients, who was a executive for a Fortune 500 company, said, "You know what? I was trying to figure out what you do for me, David." And this guy is over 100 years old right now. He's still around. NB, Norman Trenton.
Oh, wow.
He was an exec at Montgomery Wards. He goes, and I've handled Norman for 35 years. He goes, "You take care of people from womb to tomb for finances." That's what Global does. And I thought,
I like that.
That's great, NB. That's what we do. Take care of them financially from womb to tomb is what we do.
That's the best compliment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So building your team, I know you walked into an established business already and you had a team. Are any of those members still there? Or how have you, as the new CEO, well, not new anymore, but at the time, the new CEO, built your own team?
Well, that's right. Since 1999, no one is still there. Everybody has retired.
Okay.
Everyone has retired,
Okay.
or yes, most of them all retired. But we've had people that, it was weird for me to walking into it. There were people there that had been there 25, 30 years. A woman recently retired from our firm who had been there over 40 years.
Wow.
And so my team of about 20, a little over 20 people, a lot of them have been there. I have some account managers that have been there 15 and 20 years.
That says a lot.
Yeah, and like I told you, I've said, it's important for a leader to really kind of try to do the due diligence and what's needed to hire the right people.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Talk about that. How do you go about hiring the right people? Sound like you haven't had to do it in a while because you got a strong established team that's been there. But how do you hire the right people?
I look for character first. Characters. I need people with good character.
Yes.
That I know I can count on and can rely on. And so character is what counts first and foremost, and then I can teach smarts. I can teach them in our organization. I'll find if you've got character and you're willing to work hard and willing to learn, I'm going to find a spot for you in our organization and then help you grow from that spot is what I want. So that's
so important.
That's the key. I can talk all I want. Leaders can talk all they want, and they can say all these wonderful things, Taiji. But if they don't have the staff and the people behind them that are on the same page with you and doing it the correct way, remember there's never a right way to do a wrong thing. So they got to be doing it the right way, and you got to be honest, and you've got to be someone of high character. That's how you get your foot in the door at Global.
That's so good.
Right.
That is so good. What characteristics do you look for? I know you said someone who's willing to work hard, and integrity, of course,
honesty,
is by
honesty,
foremost the most important.
Yes, honesty, integrity, work ethic.
Yeah.
Just being real. Just you can usually, after talking to someone for a while, you know who's
Right.
real.
Yeah.
I
Do
can
you do
tell.
multiple interviewing processes before you hire
Yeah.
someone? Because you know, in an interview, people can tell you anything you want to hear. People know how to they're professional interviewers.
Oh, I know.
Interviewees, I should say.
No, I can. We've had to hire. I've had to hire some people. We've grown a lot recently, our firm, and I went through a phase last year where I had to hire a few people,
Okay.
and a couple of them didn't work out. But
Really?
oh, really? And I went through a process, but ended up their work ethic wasn't right. They were just they were always late to work, or there was something going on. But there's this one kid who would call me for a year. He'd be calling me. His name is Nick. Wanting to get his foot in the door. He had heard about our firm and wanted to get his foot in the door and be a bookkeeper or anything. And I said, he goes, "What can I do?" And I told him, he told me he was at a junior college. I go, "Nick, you go get your AA in accounting, and then you call me." Sure enough, a year later, he calls me. "I got my AA, Mr. Garelick."
Okay.
Great. "What else can I do?" I go, "I'll tell you what." He goes, we use, in our accounting division, our bookkeeping, we use a program called QuickBooks Online a lot. You go get QuickBooks certified. Kid calls me back a week later. "Hey, I got QuickBooks certified."
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
go, "Nick, I got to meet you. Come on in." I meet this kid. I come in, and he had those qualities, okay? He had those qualities. I felt great about him. I hired him. He's just been wonderful.
Wow.
Been wonderful. But,
Wow.
but
he
it
took
was,
your advice and followed up.
that's what I loved, okay? That's what I loved. And he's of that new young generation where the other two that I had hired last year, they didn't work out. And just their work ethic and their attention to detail wasn't there.
Right.
And so I see that lacking a little bit in this generation. I think they're very, very smart, this young generation.
Oh, they are.
Very, very smart. Boy, if you can find one that also has that work ethic, you got a diamond in the rough. But it's a process. It's a process.
It is. And you have to have the patience to actually go through that process and look for the right people and not be in a hurry.
Well, it's not just that. Let's say I've got 20 other people working for me. They gotta fit in too.
Oh yeah, culture is very important.
Culture is important. So it's got to be a person that fits in, because one bad apple
can spoil it. Oh yes,
yeah,
I know.
So,
I know firsthand.
So
Absolutely.
I'm looking at that as a leader. I'm always, when I'm interviewing and talking to people, I'm thinking in my mind,
Are you gonna
how does this person fit in with our team, our whole team, or the team that we're working with mostly, and, and that's important.
Do you have the team members participate in the interview
Of course,
process?
I do.
Okay.
The way we do it is I meet with them first.
Oh.
A lot of people, it's
The other way around.
The other way around.
Yes.
I meet with them first. And then if I like them, I'll bring the team in for the second interview to see what they think.
Okay. Now, have you ever had the team disagree with what you thought? Like, I think this is a strong candidate, and then the team comes in and say, "Yeah, but I noticed this or that." Have you experienced?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. And how do you handle that?
Sometimes I've succumbed to the team. Sometimes I listen to everybody, their points of view, what they think.
Okay.
And I'll say, okay, I'm gonna go with what you guys think is best here, okay?
Okay.
I think this is best, but listen, we're a team.
Absolutely.
Ultimately it's my decision. I know that I yield the power to say yes or no.
Right.
Okay, I know that.
Right.
But I want them to participate and feel part of the team and feel a part of the decision too.
Yeah.
I don't want to, just be a rules like a dictator in my firm.
Right.
I want others to participate that will be working closely with the people. I don't work as close with them. I've got other kinds of roles, but who they're going to be in the trenches with every day and working is important, that I want them to have some input to.
Absolutely. So what would you say the culture is like at Global?
The culture, we are a real nice mix of males, females, different nationalities, and we all get along really, really well.
That's
We
good.
work as a team,
Good.
and everybody likes each other. I think I don't really have
Oh,
anybody
that's so good.
doesn't get along
You don't have these personality conflicts and
no.
these little.
Once in a while, there's little things here and there, but nothing
You know how to
bad.
resolve things.
Absolutely not.
Oh, David,
Everything's
that's
been resolved.
good.
But that comes from having the right people
Having
around
the right
you.
people.
Yeah.
It all
And
leads back to that.
it leads back to that, and people that I can trust.
Yeah.
I can get on a call right now with any one of my staff members or one that I need to get something done, and I know they're going to get it done for me.
That's
I
so
know they're going to
beautiful.
get it done for me.
That is, I love it. And I'm sure people are listening because I've had other CEOs on the podcast as well, and they're working towards that. It takes time to get the right people on the bus and build the right team, especially when you're working for I would say a nonprofit, because it's a service business, but also it's the financial part most of the time. Well, I'd say most of the time. I say in smaller nonprofit organizations, the people you're bringing on, the salary may not be able to compete with the salary in a for-profit business. So they're compromising in terms of what they know their worth is,
Sure.
for one, and then the expectation of all the work that's involved in being a service provider, especially a service provider that work with young people, because I feel like you're on call all the time.
Correct.
Right?
Yes. And another thing is I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to feel safe in our
Yeah.
environment, that they feel good, they feel safe. And also I think they all really respect me because they know I work as hard, if not harder than anybody there.
Yes.
I get in first. I'm there the latest. I mean, I am all in with them. Anything that they need, I'm going to help them with.
Yeah.
I have an open door policy to
Yeah.
every one of my employees.
I love it.
If you need any help, if I don't know it by chance, we're going to sure find out who does and get that answered and any help you need. And they all know that. They all
Yeah.
know that. But
That's so good. Well, you talked about books that you've read. Like, what are some of your leadership books that you would recommend young leaders or even seasoned leaders to read?
let's see. $1 Trillion Coach is a book was out, I think, a couple of years ago. I love that book. I think it's Eric Schmidt. But I love the book $1 Trillion Coach.
Okay.
I totally would recommend that book. It's about a gentleman that coached a lot of the tech CEOs
Okay.
up in Northern California, and how he mentored them, and terrific book. Favorite book of mine too is Grit by Angela Duckworth.
Okay.
Just about what it takes to be successful, what
Yeah.
kind of people are successful.
Yeah.
So if I could recommend two books, it'd be Grit and $1 Trillion Coach to
Okay.
anybody out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about in terms of as a for-profit company getting business? Like you talked about the communications being, very important. How do you go about growing your business and bringing on new clients?
Right. Well,
I'm always talking about you and
know.
trying to refer people.
Well,
I'm gonna just throw that
that's
out there, okay?
Okay, so we don't advertise. I don't advertise.
Okay.
I don't advertise because I want our clients to advertise for us. I want to do such good work for our clients that they are so proud of us that they become our advertising.
That's good.
And so that is it. Yeah, I get awards in Variety Magazine, Top Business Manager, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't go out and advertise. I try to I say, you guys, this business will grow, and it grows if we just take care of our existing clients.
Yeah.
Take care of them. So that's how
so good.
I've done it. But it didn't start out when my dad, of course, started when we were a business just starting out. We advertised, of course.
Yeah.
But we're a mature business. I mean, my dad started in 1969. Lee Winkler started the company in 1960, the business management part.
Yeah.
So we've been around and established a long time.
Yeah.
A long time.
And the other thing I really like about just just global, not only the professionalism and the excellence in which you all do business, but you also have a give back component. You have a social corporate responsibility mindset at heart. So let's talk about that.
I don't like that to get out. I mean,
He said, I don't like that to get out. I don't mind keeping that a best kept secret because you have been so very generous to our organization, and I'm grateful. And I don't want any other organization calling you. So I'm okay with not going into details, all right? That sounds so selfish, right?
I know. I'm just very fortunate to be on the board of some wonderful organizations and charities.
Yeah.
And anytime that they can give or I can give, I do. But
But I think that's also, it contributes to the success. I mean, just for me being just a woman of faith, I believe that when you give, it's given back to you and it's multiplied. Like it contributes to your success because you're a giver.
Well, I feel so fortunate, Taiji.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel so fortunate, and for those who are as fortunate as me, I think a lot should be expected, and you should give back.
Who much is given, much is required. That kind of
100%, and 100%. So
that's good.
So that's kind of how I feel about giving, and I give as definitely what I can,
and that speaks to your heart also, because people that really give from the heart, they don't feel like they need to hold up a banner. They don't require you to, post my name.
I don't even know.
Right.
I don't even know.
Like,
I don't want to.
There's no
I feel
song
funny
and dance.
talking about it. Yeah. I just want to give from my heart, and because when I know of a wonderful organization or see a wonderful organization that needs it and are doing things the right way, like your organization, I want to give.
Thank you.
I want to give.
Thank you. And you show up too. You guys are at the Kids Film Awards every year. The family for the last, probably 4 or 5 years, right? Before COVID.
Yes.
Great.
I remember during COVID, I remember coming to an outdoor theater, outdoor drive-in theater.
We did the drive-in.
I just love these kids. What you're doing with these kids and these foster kids and these is amazing. And to see the work that they're doing and the films they're making, it just it's real. Okay,
Yeah.
it's real. It's so real, and I just love it.
They're putting out some powerful content.
So powerful.
I love it.
I love it. I love your organization.
So how would your team describe you as a leader? And we're gonna wrap it up because I know my team is already telling me I have to wrap it up.
I would hope they would. I would think and hope they would say, I'm fair. I'm fair. I'm not a micro leader. I'm a macro leader. I'm not a hoverer. I give them their space. I want them to learn. I just want what's best for them. I want them to grow.
That's good.
As I've been in the business so long now, and I'm 60 years old now, I get so much more satisfaction of seeing my staff and see the younger people growing and getting better and getting more educated and having kids and getting on with their lives, and I love that, and that's what I can give back. Right now I can teach. I can give them my experiences and they can take from that what they want. But my leadership is more showing also by example.
Yes.
Showing by example.
So important.
Yeah.
So, well, I think just knowing the longevity of your team members, they would also describe you as fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very fair and generous and considerate of the team. Is that a skill that you can actually teach, or is it just part of who you are?
I don't know.
A little bit of both.
I'm going to tell you, it's who I am.
Okay.
I don't know if you can teach it or not.
Okay.
But, I just think life is hard, all right?
Oh my God.
Life is not easy. Life is so...
Like the young folks say, life be lifing. And it's not easy per se.
I think I heard a quote, like, life is like 90% it's like 10% of what happens to you, life is, but 90% of how you deal with
Oh,
what
that's
happens to you.
good. How
So,
you respond to
how
that's
you deal with
good.
those obstacles is
Yeah.
going to determine how you do in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's important. How you deal with adversity. You know, because no one's getting out of here alive.
Right.
We're going to have nothing but good times, bad times, hard times. It's the way life is. But
Yeah.
how you deal with that is
Yeah.
important. Is really going to make
Yeah.
determine the quality of your life and
Yeah.
how you live.
Because the seasons will constantly come and go.
They're always changing.
They're always changing.
There's always change.
That's
Yeah.
David, thank you.
Thank
We
you
could
for
carry
having
this
me.
conversation on and on and on because I feel like I'm just picking up nuggets here and there, but I just appreciate the realness of just putting your heart out there and not feeling like you have to be, I should say not feeling like you have to be anyone other than you as you lead.
Right.
And I love that.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. I know you, just like I have, gained some valuable nuggets that will help you on your leadership journey. So be sure to do those 3 magical words: like, share, and subscribe to Leadership Realities. Until next time, have an amazing day. And if you're in LA, we are definitely praying for you. Bye, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. I hope you were inspired and you gained some valuable nuggets that will help you to become a better leader and to walk in your God-given authority. Bye, until next time.